Around the world, our coasts are at the front lines of climate change. From coral bleaching to plastic pollution, from mangrove and seagrass destruction to unsafe boating practices, we're faced with increasing challenges that require unique solutions. Addressing these threats requires environmental data, policy reform, and perhaps most importantly, interdisciplinary collaboration. At the International SeaKeepers Society, this collaborative, community-driven science empowers everything we do. SeaKeepers is a global nonprofit dedicated to advancing oceanographic research, education, and conservation. Through innovative partnerships between researchers and private vessel owners, we help bring critical marine science to life through our flagship program, the Discovery Program.
In addition to our headquarters in Miami, Florida, SeaKeepers has active programming in the United Kingdom, South Pacific, Singapore, and Bangladesh. Each office addresses unique local challenges, from coral reef recovery and mangrove conservation to microplastic sampling and manta research.
We also encourage vessels to join SeaKeepers' Green Marine program, where we share sustainable boating practices for vessel owners and ocean enthusiasts to reduce their environmental footprint while on the water. Together, SeaKeepers programs support a more resilient, informed, and connected coastal future.
Understanding the health of coastal ecosystems is essential for both environmental protection and community resilience. Through our Discovery Program, SeaKeepers has supported a wide range of scientist-led expeditions focused on monitoring coral reefs, seagrass beds, water quality, and other indicators of coastal health. These projects generate data and inform conservation strategies and help build a clearer picture of changing conditions in nearshore environments. Here are a few examples of that work in action.
In May of 2024, the International SeaKeepers Society and Discovery Yacht Amelia Dawn II assisted researchers from Florida International University during an expedition to characterize the seafloor and determine seagrass coverage in the middle Florida Keys. Data from this expedition was used to validate a model in the Fishscape project. This project is funded by the National Center for Coastal Ocean Science and is conducted in collaboration with the Office of National Marine Sanctuaries and the National Marine Protected Areas Center. Seagrass meadows are vital foraging grounds for reef fishes, but little is known about how much seagrass is left in the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary. The Fishscape project aims to collect field and laboratory data essential to providing clear guidance to managers in these seagrass environments.
The Ocean Rescue Alliance International is a marine conservation nonprofit that restores marine habitats and protects coastlines using art-integrated artificial reef structures. These installations also serve as research sites for studying reef design, fish and benthic recruitment, and coral restoration techniques. The International SeaKeepers Society facilitates dives aboard Discovery vessels for Ocean Rescue Alliance scientists to monitor coral health at sites along Florida's east coast. These efforts support the development of scalable, science-based solutions for habitat restoration and coastal resilience.
In March 2025, researchers from Sail and Explore Association conducted a microplastic survey in the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary in collaboration with the National Marine Sanctuaries Foundation and SeaKeepers aboard Discovery Vessel Seeker. The team deployed a modified manta trawl system to collect surface water samples from Sugarloaf Key to the Dry Tortugas, covering both inshore and offshore waters. This research helps identify microplastic concentrations in ecologically sensitive areas, providing critical data on pollution exposure for coral reef and seagrass ecosystems. Understanding these patterns supports targeted conservation efforts and long-term coastal resilience planning in the Florida Keys.
From February 1st through 8th, 2025, SeaKeepers collaborated with the Perry Institute for Marine Science on a critical expedition aboard Discovery Yacht Ammonite in Andros, Bahamas. The mission aimed to rescue and preserve the genetic diversity of the endangered pillar coral, which has suffered significant declines due to stony coral tissue loss disease. Researchers collected fragments from 22 reefs encompassing over 14 genotypes across 4 coral species. These fragments were epoxied to tiles and maintained in special holding tanks during the expedition. Later, they were transferred to a nursery near New Providence for long-term conservation and potential future outplanting. This expedition is the latest in a long-term collaboration with the Perry Institute for Marine Science, with each expedition a step closer to protecting the future of Bahamian reefs. SeaKeepers scientist-led expeditions bridge the gap between marine researchers and private vessels, enabling impactful fieldwork around the globe. Now hear firsthand from the scientists and vessel owners whose collaboration is advancing ocean research and conservation.
So I'm Tony Gilbert from the International Seakeepers Society, and we're here with Shelby Thomas of Ocean Rescue Alliance International. And yeah, could you just kind of tell us a little bit about what we're doing out here?
Yeah, so we're excited out here for our first day of deployment of the Guardians of the Reef project. We're putting out 50 artificial reefs with the City of Hollywood, 14 artistic structures, and 36 habitat units, all themed around becoming an ocean steward and guardian of the reef.
Awesome, awesome. And so those structures, what's the hope? Once they go in the water, how spread out are they going to be? And yeah, what's kind of like, the future outlook of once these things are in there?
Yeah, so we're actually placing these off of 4 public parks here off of Hollywood Beach. These are all between 10 to 15 feet for snorkeling. It's our first shore accessible site. So the hope for this is to engage community, create a site that's accessible for anyone to enjoy. You don't have to be a diver. And that means people can come out, not only be able to connect with nature, but be able to experience the ocean and see this beautiful artwork that we hope will inspire people to become ocean stewards and ocean warriors to protect this beautiful reef that we call home here in Florida.
Awesome, awesome. And so let's talk a little bit about like the technical aspects. So maybe what the structures themselves are made out of, and also maybe you can tell us a little bit more about like the coral restoration and the coral lock system.
Yeah, so these structures are all made out of an environmentally friendly concrete, pH neutral. We also use calcium carbonate, which helps with benthic recruitment and coral recruitment. Each of these structures have 300 coral locks placed on them, where we can simply come in and screw in a coral just like a light bulb. And we hope that becomes a beacon of hope for the ocean, but also to attract and illuminate, bringing in other fish and corals to these reefs. So this is really a skeletal framework for new coral recruitment and enabling us to scale coral outplanting up the coast. And we use artificial reefs as a tool, and we believe that we can build systems in areas in current climate conditions where corals can survive in cooler water and away from disease. So we really want to scale this work up the coastline in regions where corals need it most, to have nearshore nurseries that are accessible, where we can be doing scalable restoration. We're starting with 5,000 corals at this site with the goal to eventually get to 50,000, but we long-term want to do over 5 million corals across the coast of Florida.
All right, well, let's hope we get there one day.
A lot of work to do.
Yeah.
My name's Captain Liam Yacht Unbridled. It's a 191 Trinity charter vessel. It's now on the west coast, cruising up and down the coast, looking for charters, also for me looking for wildlife and engaging with the natural habitats. As a sailor, our livelihood is from the ocean, it's from Mother. It gives me little goosebumps, but it's the connections between humans in an experience with nature, with the marine life. We dove with a giant hammerhead yesterday, and I felt that. I felt that really close, and I saw the manta ray, and I felt it close. And I don't know if it's true or not, but I do see a connection between the animals that we dive with and see and ourselves somehow. To see Andre and what he's given back to the community in terms of the engagement is really special. But what I take away from it is this is one part of the world. We need Andres in every part of the world, and that's what SeaKeeper does. SeaKeeper creates this unity globally of individual non-for-profits that can connect yachts, charter clients, high net worth individuals, so we can push the needle in the favor of sustainability. Our time is what we're giving back. The boat's here anyway. It's better at anchor than at the dock. So it's natural for me to give back, and for you to give back is just, it's a blessing for the environment.
While our scientist-led expeditions support research led by experts in the field, SeaKeepers also empowers everyday ocean advocates to contribute through hands-on citizen science initiatives around the world. Citizen science invites people from all backgrounds to contribute to scientific research by collecting data and monitoring the environment. In marine conservation, it plays a vital role in expanding research efforts and to build public awareness. By engaging volunteers in existing citizen science activities, the International SeaKeepers Society advances the collection of valuable data that supports scientific discovery and informs conservation policy.
Seabed 2030 is a global initiative to map the entire ocean floor by the year 2030. Through our Decade Action Project, the International SeaKeepers Society equips private vessels with compact data loggers that collect seafloor depth during regular vessel operations. This data feeds into the JEBCO Global Grid, an essential tool for safe navigation, climate modeling, and marine conservation. With over 70% of the ocean's floor still uncharted, every vessel's contribution helps close critical knowledge gaps and supports global ocean science.
Coral Watch is a global citizen science initiative that empowers individuals to monitor coral bleaching using the Coral Health Chart, a simple, scientifically validated tool. Participants, regardless of their scientific background, can assess changes in coral color and track bleaching events over time. The program combines coral health monitoring with education and public outreach, raising awareness about coral reefs and climate change. With members in 137 countries and a growing online community, Coral Watch has built a global network dedicated to protecting reefs.
iSea is a free app that allows global citizen scientists to map and gather visible maritime pollution data. By partnering with community groups to close the loop on waste pollution management, the platform enables real-time reporting in response to pollution, fostering collaboration among the maritime industry, governments, and grassroots organizations. Through data analytics, iSea helps address maritime pollution, protect marine ecosystems, and unites communities for a cleaner, healthier planet.
At SeaKeepers, we believe lasting ocean conservation starts with education and community engagement. Through hands-on programs, we inspire the next generation of ocean stewards and connect communities to the science shaping our seas. In partnership with discovery vessels like River Queen, the International SeaKeepers Society hosts floating classrooms in Miami, Florida. These hands-on learning experiences introduce students to the coastal ecosystems of Biscayne Bay while exploring the impacts of anthropogenic pollution. Activities often include water quality testing and coastal cleanups, where students regularly collect up to 100 pounds or 45 kilograms of debris directly from the bay.
Our international chapters are leading floating classrooms too. At Nexus International School in 2022, 30 students attended a session led by the Tropical Marine Science Institute, focusing on Singapore's marine biodiversity and coral conservation.
From studying seagrass in Poole Harbour, United Kingdom, to exploring estuarine habitats in Lee Wharf, Aotearoa, New Zealand, SeaKeepers brings marine science education directly to the water, connecting students to their local ecosystems and fostering a deeper understanding of global ocean issues.
Since 2019, the International SeaKeepers Society has organized over 200 coastal and underwater cleanups worldwide, engaging nearly 8,000 volunteers to remove more than 31,000 pounds of marine debris from beaches, waterways, and coral reefs. From Miami and Fort Lauderdale to Mallorca, the United Kingdom, the South Pacific, and Mexico, these cleanups unite local communities, students, and ocean advocates in hands-on conservation. Each event not only helps restore coastal ecosystems, but also fosters environmental stewardship and raises awareness about the impacts of marine pollution.
At the International SeaKeepers Society, our mission is to advance ocean conservation through science, education, and collaboration. By connecting researchers with vessels, engaging communities through citizen science, and promoting sustainable practices at sea, we support the protection and restoration of coral reefs, mangroves, seagrasses, and other vital blue carbon ecosystems. These efforts not only preserve marine biodiversity, but also strengthen coastal resilience and contribute to a healthier planet. one project at a time. The Blue Ocean Credits Program, a United Nations ocean action, provides a standardized system to measure and credit time, space, and resources dedicated to ocean conservation. SeaKeepers encourages vessel owners, researchers, and marine advocates to join the BlueOcean.Eco database and help build a global record of impact that supports a healthier, more sustainable ocean.
Whether you're a scientist, student, vessel owner, or ocean enthusiast, there's a place for you at SeaKeepers. Join us in supporting research, restoring ecosystems, and inspiring the next generation of marine stewards. To learn more, explore current projects, or find out how you can get involved, visit www.seakeepers.org. Together, we can protect what connects us all.